Welcome to your Dr. Dentico YouTube channel. Here I will post dental study videos which will help you in all types of dental exam. So if you like this video, then please like it, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so let us start. Today's our topic is pemphigus. Our topic is pemphigus. So basically pemphigus is a chronic skin disease which is characterized by appearance of vesicles or bullae, or else small or large fluid filled blisters. Okay, so now we will discuss what is the types of pemphigus. Types. Okay, so pemphigus is mainly in three types. First is the pemphigus vulgaris, then pemphigus foliaceus, then last is the paraneoplastic pemphigus. Sorry for bad handwriting. Okay, so in this video we will discuss about the pemphigus vulgaris. We will discuss about the pemphigus vulgaris. Okay, so pemphigus vulgaris is most common type of oral lesion. Okay, it is the most common type of oral lesion. Before talking about pemphigus vulgaris, I will tell you something about the basic concepts of skin. Basic concepts of skin. Basically, skin is divided into three parts. First is the epidermis. Here our hair is present. Sorry for bad drawing. Second is the dermis, and the third one is the hypodermis. And below the hypodermis there is muscle. Okay, so epidermis is thin outermost layer. Okay, it is thin and outermost layer. Then dermis is the connection between epidermis and the hypodermis, and the hypodermis is connect the dermis to the muscles. Or okay, here epidermis picture is shown. In this picture, mainly epidermis is made up of different keratinocytes. These are the keratinocytes, and these keratinocytes are the flat pancake shaped cells. Now epidermis is basically divided into 5 layers. which you can show here. First is the basal cell layer or the stratum basale, then second is the stratum spinosum, third is the stratum granulosum, after that the stratum lucidum, and after that the superficial layer is the stratum corneum. Okay, so this is the basement membrane, which is basically made up of two proteins. One is the collagen and the other one is the laminin proteins. Okay, so this basal cell layer is made up of basal cells. Obviously, these basal cells will divide continually divided into keratinocytes. This basal cell layer will continually divided into keratinocytes, and these keratinocytes will migrate to the stratum spinosum, then stratum granulosum, then stratum lucidum, and finally stratum corneum. Okay, so here two bones are present. One is the desmosome and another one is the hemidesmosome. Okay, so this desmosome is the bond which is present between two cells. Here you can see this is a desmosome. Okay, and the hemidesmosome is the bond between basal cells and the basement membrane. So this is hemidesmosome. Okay, so we talk about the skin. Now we will talk about the mucosa. So what is mucosa? As the skin lines the outside of the body, the mucosa lines the inside of the body. This mucosa is called based on that surface area which it covered. So whatever surface area will covered by the mucosa, it is named just like that. Okay, for example, oral mucosa, nasal mucosa, gastric mucosa, etc. Okay, so now we will see the mechanism of pemphigus vulgaris. Mechanism of pemphigus vulgaris. In pemphigus vulgaris, epithelial cell separation occurs. Okay, so why this epithelial cell separation occurs in pemphigus vulgaris? The pemphigus vulgaris is class 2 hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, in this reaction, what happens actually, antibody binds with body's own cells. Okay, mostly these cells are B cells. Okay, so this antibody is bind with the B cells, and what they produce immunoglobulin G. Okay, this immunoglobulin G is binds with specific desmosome proteins. Okay, and these desmosome proteins are desmosome globin 1 and 3. Okay. Now these proteins will trigger apoptosis. Okay, this binding is trigger apoptosis or programmed cell death. Due to apoptosis, protease enzyme will release. And due to protease enzyme releasing, breakdown of protein occurs and loss of desmosomes occurs. Okay, so due to loss of desmosome occurs, this is acantholysis, and due to this bulla formation occur. Sorry for messy. Bulla formation occur. So it is mechanism of epithelial separation. Here one thing which I want to tell you is that when immunoglobulin G is binds with antibody binds with immunoglobulin and this will bind with desmoglobin 1 and 3. Here mucocutaneous pemphigus vulgaris occur due to this affects both skin and mucosa. Okay, this process is occur in epidermis. Okay, now if immunoglobulin is bind with only desmosome globin 3, this will affect only mucosa. So it is mucosal pemphigus vulgaris. Okay, due to it affects only mucosa, and this affects skin and the mucosa. Okay, now we will talk about the associated factors of the pemphigus vulgaris. Associated factors of pemphigus vulgaris. These are autoimmune disorders like thymoma, myasthenia gravis, multiple autoimmune disorders. Okay, after that it may be triggered by certain drugs like penicillamine and penicillin, etc. Now we will talk about the clinical features of pemphigus vulgaris. At first, in clinical features, the age. It commonly occurs in 5th to 6th decade of life. Okay, Size of the lesion is different. It may be to some centimeters, certain centimeters. Okay. So signs of this lesion is the lesion contain thin watery fluid shortly after development. Okay. As the time increase, it may be purulent. Okay. Here the most important sign of the pemphigus vulgaris is the Nikolsky sign. Nikolsky's sign. Okay. So when we apply lateral pressure on lesion, it causes split layer of local dermis and epidermis. So oral manifestations. In oral manifestation, first is the site, involving site. Mostly it's seen in the buccal mucosa. Due to in buccal mucosa has less intercellular substances and fewer intercellular junctions. Which leading to easier acantholysis. Okay, after the buccal mucosa, palate and gingiva may involve. Now the onset. Onset of lesion is first clinically we can see classic bulla on non-inflamed base. After that it ruptures and we can see shallow ulcers. Okay. Management part. Management. Okay. In management we can prescribe corticosteroids. In that topical and systemic prednisolone or the combination therapy. In this, high dose of corticosteroids plus immunosuppressive drugs like cyclosporin. Okay, so it is the management part of this lesion. So here pemphigus vulgaris is over. If you have any doubt in this video or any correction you want to suggest me, then please let me know in comment section. Okay, thank you.